Beep, 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 beep. Welcome to the court of the EDI Jester. And today we have the NHS Confederation, who, nutters, who look like they're nutters, right? Today, they say, on the 6th of June, we are launching a resource supporting NHS leaders with the information to support their trans and non-binary staff and create a safe working environment for all. What? Right? So we've got more nuttery, okay, that's going into the NHS. So there's a great Twitter thread on this, which I thought I'd use today, because I love the other people's way of saying what they say and what they bring to the argument, particularly when it comes to the kind of nuttery from these wibbling people. I don't know who they are. They certainly shouldn't be working with the NHS. I mean, that's the first thing they shouldn't be doing. So we've got Katarina, or Kat. What's her name? Kat. I'll bring the sausage rolls is her tweet title. And it says, in the description of Katarina Hill 2, which is in the Dubras, it says, comically evil, which I like. And in the tweet thread, what they've done is they've looked at this ridiculous document from these NHS Confederation nutjobs and given us some of the best bits. So that's what I'm going to go through with you, is some of the best bits. Thank you, Kat. I love it when people do my work for me. Kat, you gem. You absolute gem. So, first of all, be a good ally. Immerse yourself on all aspects of our ideology, including art. You will be tested, right? So that's what she's saying. It says, an effective workplace ally learns about trans and non-binary experiences both in and outside of work. This learning goes beyond the basic issue and inequalities and includes trans and non-binary culture, language, history, art, conceptions of self and community. This is a guide for the NHS. Right? Be a good ally. Immerse yourself on all aspects. That's, you will obey the cult, isn't it? Let's be honest. Next, we have another attendee spoke about being offered therapy following a transphobic incident. However, the therapy service offered was not competent in trans and non-binary inclusion and therefore compounded the experience of facing transphobia. Which Kat interprets as being, we have lots of trauma. Make sure therapists are properly indoctrinated. Any neutrality is transphobia. Brilliant, Kat. I love it, this Kat. I'm loving it, right? We then have, to make interviews, for example, they're talking about interviewing people who are trans and non-binary. I wouldn't interview them at all. Don't let them in, right? Trans and non-binary. Have panelists introduce themselves and their pronouns to the applicant. This is real, right? Okay? And ask them to confirm their name and pronouns before beginning the interview. Consider providing pronoun stickers or badges. Do not make inappropriate assumptions about applicants' gender identity or other professional competence based on their appearance. Well, why would you do that anyway? Unless they stink, right? And they're obviously filthy and, covered in buboes like a sort of peasant from the Black Death. Then you'd make some judgments, wouldn't you? Do not make inappropriate assumptions about gender. It is normally important for applicants to dress appropriately for an interview, which often means wearing formal wear. This can be a significant barrier for many trans and non-binary people, as finding well-fitting formal wear can be hard and often expensive. Where possible, panelists should account for this in their assessment of each applicant. This is literally lunacy. So, when this trans non-binary person comes in and essentially the panel have got to go, does their bum look big in this? Does it? Well, we can't take that into account. Oh, right, okay, good. I'm sorry, I thought we had to take it into account because they can't get clothes that fit them because they're obviously not the same as every other human who also can't get clothes that fit them. So do they look flouncy? What a load of crap, right? Use gender-neutral and gender-inclusive language throughout the interview. This needs to stop. You encourage applicants to include examples of their work experience that might come from unconventional sources, such as community activism or volunteering. I'll give you a list of questions you can ask to make sure you never employ one of these cuckoo birds. Consider having trained equality and diversity representative present during the interview. Mau, 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 ma, ma, ma. This is pure, unadulterated cult speak. Pure, unadulterated cult speak. To which, Kat has said, community activism is as valid as professional qualifications when applying for jobs. Next. This is just... I can't believe it. This is true. Ensure that the interview space will include a private room in which applicants can change clothes if needed. What the is this about? This is beneficial, as it allows trans and non-binary people to travel in different clothing and change on arrival. It's literally an act. This might be important for personal safety when using public transport or for comfort reasons. This is deranged lunacy. If you're going to dress like a carnival clown, expect people to treat you like a carnival clown. If you're going to dress like somebody from the landed gentry, expect people to treat you by the fact that you look like somebody from the landed gentry. Now, I've done this all my life. I've dressed down deliberately, or I've looked a bit scruffy. Because I was always a fan of Columbo. And Columbo looked like he didn't wash his ears, didn't he? But yet he'd always go, just one more thing. And then he'd bring down the murderer. I thought, don't make assumptions about what people look like, but for goodness sake, don't give them a bloody changing room at the interview stage so they can put on whatever it is they're going to put on and tuck whatever they're going to tuck or add whatever they're going to add. This is insane. Utterly insane. To which Kat says, ensure interview room comes with changing areas in case to help gender fluid people that change gender halfway through. Oh, Kat, you star, right? Okay. It then says, bathroom, in all types of bathroom and shower visit. In all types of workplace, trans and non-binary people should be supported to use the bathrooms they feel most comfortable using. No, you'll use the bathroom that aligns with your sex. Not difficult. Okay? At no time is it appropriate to force staff to use the toilet associated with their assigned sex at birth against their will. It's not assigned. Stop it. And it's absolutely appropriate. You use the males if you're male and the females if you're female. Who are these men that think they can walk into female toilets? Bloody behave yourself. Worrying about personal safety when using the bathroom at work, trans and non-binary people have higher rates of urinary tract infections due to feeling unsafe and therefore avoiding using the toilet in public spaces, including work. That's a pile of crap. Use the toilet that's, years ago people were different. I was always different. I'm a bloody lunatic. I'm a flipping, old English eccentric, which is what most people these are. People like this are. No, absolutely not. To which Kat says, 8% of trans non-binary people in America self-reported in 2015 that they got a urinary tract infection. So budge up, ladies. 8%. It's just nonsense. Then we have trans and non-binary people are between 3 and 6 times more likely to be autistic or otherwise neurodiverse. Yeah, we know because of what you're doing to the kids. This is a good example of intersectionality in action. Here we go. Critical social justice raises its ugly head once more and blows its nose over the general population. In which a practice that helps one group also benefits another. See intersectionality in the glossary for more information. Don't play that stupid game. Kat says, completely coincidental, many trans non-binary people are autistic. This is a beautiful example of intersectionality. And then it says it's got about Forstater, or Maya. Maya, Maya. The 2022 ruling of Forstater versus GCD Europe found that gender-critical beliefs in the glossary, for more information, so they're describing in the glossary, are protected. That means that people have a legal right to assert these beliefs where appropriate, like religious or other philosophical beliefs. As the ruling states, those with gender-critical beliefs cannot misgender trans persons with impunity. Where a member of staff engages in conduct related to a relevant protected characteristic, which has the purpose or effect of violating a person's dignity or creating an intimidating, hostile, degrading, humiliating and offensive environment, this will be considered harassment under the Equality Act 2010. The fact that you come in dressed as a woman with your sexual fetish and you do so in the workplace and expect everybody else to do so without consent makes you the one that should be guilty of something. I'm just not sure what. Kath says gender-critical people exist. Watch them carefully. Feel free to give yourself a they-them pronoun, but express yourself completely in the stereotypes of your birth sex. This way it'll be easier to catch them for misgendering or C-reporting. This is Stasi-level stuff, isn't it? Next comes reporting. For this reason, it was suggested that Freedom to Speak Up Guardians can be trained to handle complaints relating to transphobia. It's Freedom to Speak Up Guardians. It's scary shit, isn't it? They're going to explore an anonymous reporting system. We've got one of those in Manchester with this group of lunatics that's working with the mayor. These are dangerous people. And then it says about neopronouns. Neopronouns are new pronouns created by trans, non-binary and intersex communities to speak for their particular experiences. Oh, fuck off. right? Cat says neopronouns are valid. These are also particularly useful for catching out turfs. It's so true. A female nurse who is not trans but has a masculine gender presentation is assigned to, and then it goes on. You've got to go and read this because that needs reading, right? And Kat has done a wonderful job of explaining it. I'll put the tweet in the Dubris so you can go and see what Kat's done. That's enough wobbling from me about it because Kat's got more there for you to have a look at. So please do go and follow Kat and have a look at and see what they've done regarding this. It's superb. This is insanity, all right? And it all needs to stop. So I don't know where the hell you go with it now. We're going to have an anonymous reporting tool for those that won't take part in the cult. It's a cult. Wake up, people. What's it going to take for you to wake up and smell the coffee, especially those of you that aren't listening? You know, those of you that think it's, oh, no, he's not. It's nonsense. It's not nonsense. Get out of the cult. You'll be easier. Your life will be easier. Come and join us. Come be a warrior teacher. Come and do some fighting, because that's what my warrior teachers do. From stickering through to organising groups, through to dealing with MPs, through to going on national television, appearing in documentaries. That's what warrior teachers do. Come and join us. It's lonely out there. I'll see you later. Bye.